It all started for me a few years ago during the production of Introducing Statistics. That module includes a lot of graphs as part of its teaching, and I was worried that figure descriptions would not be a sufficient alternative for print-disabled students. So at the time I started looking around for alternative solutions, and I came across one in particular, which is sonification. That is, turning graphs into sound. But that stayed on a back burner until a call by eSTEeM for projects involving accessibility, and they put me together with others that were interested.
I came to the project with a few years' worth of interest in maths accessibility. I had a few ideas that I was planning to contribute, but I was particularly interested to hear Karen's sonification idea, as it seemed to have wide-ranging applications across all of STEM.
The team consisted of myself and Chris and a few others. I have a background in statistics and also in programming up sonifications. And for example, Chris had a background in maths accessibility in general. And it's worth noting that even though some of us were in the same department, we didn't know about our mutual interest in accessibility until eSTEeM put us together. Sonification itself is not new, but its application in the OU context is. In order for it to be considered for widespread adoption by the OU, we need to know whether it works in the OU context. So we decided to try it out on a few OU students.
We recruited 5 sighted students, 5 blind or visually impaired participants. We also had 2 blind participants from Oregon, where they replicated the study at a community college. For each participant, we walked them through 6 learning scenarios, each of which contained a graph that was turned into sound. We asked them engagement questions along the way. We also asked them questions about their background, such as their musical preferences.
What I see in my head when I hear sonification is clearly going to depend on the sound I heard. So if it's a scale ascending and then descending, I'll probably think of something like I guess it's called a bell-shaped curve. If the sound is much more random, I'm probably going to put dots on paper in my head. And when I say in my head, I can actually, have a picture of the graph or of the sheet of paper in front of me, and I can feel the dots really, and then maybe a line that joins up those dots.
The kind of results that we got, we were really pleased with. The sonifications certainly seemed to be conveying the gist of the plot, but it was also very helpful working with people like Jeff. It showed us how they work with figure descriptions and tactile plots, as well as the sonifications.
A sonification is not going to solve all the problems. I guess I would say it's part of a necessary blended approach, by which I mean probably a combination of tactile diagrams, figure descriptions and sonification would probably be good at bringing some graphical information to life.
There were a few challenges that we encountered, surrounding workload in particular, building the project into our busy working lives. There was challenges surrounding the shortlisting of the graphs to be used, because we had a wide pool from which to select. There was challenges surrounding the shortlisting of candidates as well. For each of the 12 participants, we video recorded each of the 6 learning scenarios. So one of the biggest challenges was distilling each of those videos into a concise, detailed report.
One of the most tangible impacts has been giving a workshop at an eSTEeM conference, and also getting a report about the study up on Scholarship Exchange. But what's been really great is seeing the reaction of my colleagues when they hear a sonification for the first time. Their face really lights up when they hear it. And it seems that even though this is just a pilot study, the idea of sonification is getting a momentum all of its own at the Open University.
One of the main impacts of the project is that it's given us impetus and a small piece of evidence to pursue phase 2 of the project, which is to get the sonifications live on a module, so that we can get actual feedback from students studying the module.
Doing the project has given me the confidence to get involved with scholarship, and this will stand me in good stead as I work to improve modules, and we'll need to find out whether those improvements have worked. It's also given me the chance to work with a different set of colleagues and form new collaborations, and it is all adding to my sense of job satisfaction.
There are a few things that I got from the project personally. In particular, collaborating with Karen has helped to develop professional relationships, which in turn helps to develop a sense of belonging to a school and to an institution. I've used the co-chairing experience as part of my evidence in my application for my senior fellowship application at the HEA. Looking forward to the future, we're very excited about phase 2. It's given us a very positive thing to focus upon, and we're very excited to see what the students think of it live on a module.